back, everybody. Our next guest is from Clovis and has spent years developing her own unique style. Melina Marie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this art. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. Tell me a little bit about the medium that you use, because it's very interesting.
Most of it is ink, as you can tell, but yeah. And then there's watercolor. Acrylic is used for like a sort of a base. I really, really, really love working with ink and watercolor though.
It's great. Out of the 4 pieces that you have here, which would you say is your favorite? And I know that's a tough question.
Yeah, definitely I'd have to say the one over here in the far left. It meant a lot to me when I made it, and it still does. Sort of like, I guess you could say like a self-portrait, the girl, and I don't know who the guy is, but whatever. So.
That's not important.
Yeah.
How did you get started artistically? What was your
when Pokemon cards first came out, I was a huge fan. So I would get the little cards, and I would like try to draw them as accurately as I could on a separate piece of paper. And that sort of evolved into like the typical like Japanese anime style, which I was never satisfied with. I didn't want to be totally like bland and boring, which I felt that was. Like everyone could do it. So I tried to create something that would be like uniquely mine. That was around in high school. So
great. So since high school then has been when you've been working on your own style.
Yeah, I didn't really take myself seriously. I still feel really awkward like talking about it now, but I just wanted to create something that could be, you could look at it and be like, oh, I know who did that, just based on what it looks like.
It's definitely got a very unique look to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Yeah. So how would you define yourself, not necessarily as an artist, but how would you define your style and your?
It's sort of, I want to say like whimsical, but I don't know. It's mostly, I just do it because it helps me, it makes me feel better. It comes from, not to sound really lame, but like some dark place inside of me, and I just want to create it something that's beautiful in a sense. So
that's very fair. So I know we talked a little bit before. Tell me a little bit about your philosophy on artists, or the term artist.
I think it's sort of pretentious to label yourself as that. I don't necessarily go up to people like, hi, I'm an artist. Like, I feel that makes it seem like you're higher than other people, and I don't want to be seen like that. Like, yeah, I have a certain knack for drawing, but that doesn't mean that I'm better than you or anything like that. I hate when people tell me, like, I've had friends or just like strangers like, oh, you're so like cold, you come off as like you're better than people. I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way, because I'm not like that at all.
I understand, but that's nice that you want to move past. It's really more of an emotional tie. It's not about the label or the position. It's about.
People don't realize how self-critical you are as an artist. Like, I look at my stuff and I'm never happy with it ever. So it's just.
Well, it's beautiful work. Tell me a little bit about your first art show.
Oh, that was when at Art Hop at the Treasury. That was really weird, like standing there, like watching people look at it. I'm just standing there like, oh God, please don't ask who the artist is. I hate having to like own up to something. It was awkward, but it was great. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot.
And have you had any art shows since then? Because you said that one was
That was in
recently?
January,
okay.
Yeah. In February, this month, there was one, the 3rd and the 4th. There's one coming up in March. And I'm hopefully gonna be having an Art Hop going on for years.
Great. So then, in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? Not necessarily artistically, but just in general. Well,
in school. I want to ultimately become a teacher, like multimedia. Film is a big, big part of me. I just haven't been able to pursue it. So hopefully I'll be being a teacher, you know, spreading the love and inspiration for everyone.
I like that. And then so artistically, will you still be making art?
Yeah, it'll mostly be, I guess, like a hobby, sort of. I don't think I'm going to go big or anything like that. I'm not big-headed enough to think that, but if I can make someone, you know, feel like they can connect with it, then I've done my job.
That's great. And I think time for one last question. Name a couple of your influences that have really had an effect on you.
Oh, in San Francisco, there's a friend, Brian Ignacio. He's really, really fantastic. One of my other friends, Ramon, he's great with watercolors. And I look at his stuff and I'm just like, I can never be that great. So they motivate me.
Well, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great talking to you. And once again, let's hear a tune from Nathan Hinojosa.